If you are extremely overweight, obese, for example, or extremely skinny, I genuinely think, in my opinion, you have the most potential to build the craziest physique, an extremely muscular and aesthetic physique than average looking people. And let me explain why to you. So, when you think of a pendulum, it's got a swing, it's got a ball on it, right? It's got to swing one way and then come back the other way. And this is the crazy thing that I've observed over so many years is people that always start, most people that start with one extreme of the pendulum, you're too fat or you're too skinny. You're not just like an average dad bod type of person. Maybe you were skinny fat growing up. Maybe you were just a little bit chubby. No, you were the fattest one in your group. You were the twig in your group. You were the skinniest one. A lot of times, the pain associated with that is so great that when it finally comes around, it'll swing back the other way. You will then be the most jacked, the most aesthetic in your group, the most lean, the best physique. And funny enough, I actually have a friend like this in our squad. He was the most overweight one out of all of us. Okay. And guess what? He flipped it around real fast eventually after so many years of being the fat friend. He is now trying to become a professional bodybuilder. He's already competed in a few shows and he's shooting for his pro card and he absolutely shits on all of our physiques. He's way bigger than all of us. He's way stronger. He reps 315 on incline bench and he's way leaner than us. And it's crazy to see how the pendulum always swings back just as hard. And this is actually a really good thing because, like they say, the people that are tempted the hardest are meant to do the most. I genuinely believe that. And that can be applied to many things, not just fitness, right? So, for example, if you struggle with addiction of any kind, much more than your friends, that's because if you ever finally put the lid on it and get it under control, you're probably going to skyrocket and go much further than them in life. I genuinely think this is a real thing. And that's because nature is all about balance, right? So when you think about nature, I'll give you an example. Positive has to balance out with negative. So when you eat something that tastes really good, Krispy Kreme donut, usually after you don't feel the best. You have brain fog, or you're a little bit tired after your lunch break, or maybe you feel a little bit shame and guilt. Oh, I cheated on my diet. But guess what? When you eat something that tastes like crap, it's not the most fun thing to eat. A salad with a piece of bland chicken breast on it, you didn't feel that good, but right after you're going to feel amazing. Give it an hour because you're going to be like, huh, yeah, I actually don't have brain fog right now. I actually feel pretty good, even though I'm not satisfied. But what is satisfaction? Is that just like, are you confusing that with what society wants you to think satisfaction is, which is the feeling of a full belly and all my dopamine pleasure receptors are hit? I had sugar, I had sweets, I had a shake, I had salty, I had this and that overconsumption. No. Satisfaction just means you're not really in need of anything anymore. And that's what that will do to you. If you eat the bland food, all of a sudden, you'll be like, I don't have brain fog. Sure, the food wasn't that good, but I feel great. I'm not sleepy after. And it all goes to the pendulum. You eat something high in sugar that tastes good, you feel like crap after. You eat something bland that's not that good and not too much in portion, well, guess what? You feel great after. And that's why I say, if you are one of these people, these are your loading points, your starting points, especially because of the amount of pain mentally that's associated with them. Like this guy and this guy, they probably both got bullied the exact same amount in primary school. They probably both hated their lives. The last one in PE, and I don't know what kind of skinny guy this was, but probably not the super athletic one, right? Those guys are usually mesomorphic, and because they're blessed with so much genetic potential, they never fully maximize it because they always were the guy in class, the Chad in class that got the fastest on the mile. He had abs in sixth grade. Everybody expected that of him. But these two guys, right? They always go the furthest because the pendulum swings back once they finally understand things like counting calories and, you know, getting the right meals in, how to train, etc. They fill the education gap. They have way more motivation and discipline because they were stuck here for so long. They want to break out of it because it caused so much pain. And the amount of pain you feel, in my opinion, directly correlates to how hard you can spring back and how much pleasure you're going to feel. Okay. So just a quick video today, just a quick thought I had, because if you're one of those people, you're really fat, really skinny, guess what? I personally believe you have the most potential. You could go the farthest if you locked it in. So do something with that. If you're really skinny, do extremely hard bulk. If you're really fat, learn how calories work, man. You'd be surprised how far you're going to go. Okay? The pendulum will always swing back, boom, to the other spectrum. Here's another cool biblical example. Paul, who was Saul at first, okay? This applies to morality. He was literally beheading Christians. This guy was killing Christians, bro. Then all of a sudden, he went from killing Christians to being a saint, bro. Saint Paul, one of the best Christians who evangelized so many people and wrote letters, right? I'm pretty sure he wrote a few books of the Bible. So it's so funny to see how the guy who was addicted to heroin became the multimillionaire. The super fat obese guy became the most jacked one in his squad. The guy who couldn't stop eating sugar and literally had a crumble addiction and all his friends used to make fun of him. You have to eat dessert after every meal, blah. You're so funny, bro, how you freaking have hypoglycemia mall cop. You're probably sweating over her right now, Paul Blart. Is the healthiest one with the best blood markers now, most longevity. He eats salads. He loves his life and he feels at peace because his diet is locked in, his gut health, his probiotics, all that shit. So don't feel bad if you're more on this side of the pendulum than other people, because guess what? Your potential is way higher than theirs. So that's the takeaway today. People who get tempted the most could go the furthest. This is Ski Mask the West signing out. Create the best version of yourself and give it to the world. Do something that scares you today. Peace.